Aqui nessas montanhas de Rock Mountain repousa as cinzas de Buffalo Bill. Ele foi um grande herói americano e um desbravador dessa região. Em várias ocasiões ele sentou ao lado do grande chefe Sioux, todos sentados, e fumaram o cachimbo da paz. No final de 2012, o estado norte-americano do Colorado, através de plesbicito popular, resolveu por ampla maioria legalizar a maconha para uso recreativo de adultos. Trata-se de uma grande e inovadora experiência.
Noche en La Habana, Cuba.
11 de la noche en San Salvador, El Salvador.
11 de la noche en Managua, Nicaragua.
Me gustan los aviones, me gustas tú. Me gusta viajar, me gustas tú. Me gusta la mañana, me gustas tú. Me gusta el viento, me gustas tú. Me gusta soñar, me gustas tú. Me gusta la mar, me gustas tú. ¿Qué voy a hacer? Je ne sais pas. Je ne sais plus que voy a hacer, je suis perdu. Mi corazón, mi corazón. Me gusta la moto, me gustas tú, me gusta correr.
Eu agora vou fazer algo que eu nunca fiz na vida e que a maioria das pessoas no mundo não tem essa oportunidade. Eu vou entrar numa drugstore, vou comprar maconha com certificado de origem, pagando taxas, impostos e na maior legalidade possível.
So, first time here, correct? Yes. Show you all the buds on the table. Sativa, indica, hybrids. Indicas have a very calming, relaxing, sleep-inducing, pain-relieving type effect. Sativas are associated with more of an energetic, creative, euphoric type of high. The main physical aspect of sativas is a head high. The main physical aspect of indicas is a body high. Chocolates, candies, mints, drinks, tinctures.
Eu queria saber que tipo de pessoas vêm à loja comprar maconha.
The people that come into the store to buy marijuana range in age from people that are just turning to adults, as per Colorado, 21 years old, all the way to older folks, 65, 70s, people that can actually even struggle to walk, they're that old, actually come into the store. Business people, young people that don't have jobs, people that are students in school, people from all different walks of life come into the store, mainly because it's something that everyone can enjoy.
It's nice that we're not getting in trouble for doing something that everybody here was going to do anyways.
Stigma is gone. There has always been a stigma with illegal drugs. I prefer it to alcohol, and I've always had to do it in secret. And now I can, in the open, buy a product that I think is, good for everyone that wants it.
No todo lo que es oro brilla. Remédio chino e infalível.
Gravando? A gente está aqui em Nederland, nas montanhas do Colorado, e nós estamos aqui no Clube NED, Clube Net foi o primeiro clube oficial de fumadores de maconha da América. É uma honra que agora eu sou membro desse clube.
Oh, minha maconha, minha torcida, minha querida.
Eu queria saber como é o funcionamento desse clube. Eu vejo que é uma coisa bem familiar. Você, a sua esposa, a família toda. Eu queria que você me contasse como é que é o Clube Net, como é que é o funcionamento aqui.
Clube Net is a place.
Good social place.
A social place.
As you can see, where everybody comes together and shares a good time, whether it be with smoking or just each other, right?
Oh, minha vida, minha mambembe, minha ladeira.
So this raspberry kush, it's a homegrown cannabis, a really good one, and yeah, let's try it. Let's taste it. Yeah.
Minha flamenga, minha cadeira.
Sobre o seu olhar, o que é que você acha que melhorou aqui a vida no Colorado? Essa legalização, quais foram os benefícios reais que ela trouxe aos cidadãos que vivem nesse estado?
I think the biggest benefit is the personal freedom to make your own choices. First, with medical marijuana, that people can utilize this excellent substance for health reasons, for medical reasons, but also now for recreational reasons. The second benefit is that it's brought a lot of money into our economy. It's created jobs. It's allowed people that were on the fringe of society doing this illegally now can have a legal job.
O Colorado é um estado muito próspero e isso se vê refletido na qualidade de vida da população de Denver, aqui a capital. Esse ano, para melhorar ainda mais a economia do estado, vão ser injetados 400 milhões de dólares oriundos da tributação da venda legal de maconha.
The state is bringing in millions and millions of dollars each month from tax revenue, and that tax revenue is 20% of each over 20% of each purchase.
Um dos reflexos diretos aqui para a população de Denver com a legalização da maconha foi o aumento de arrecadação que oportunizou investimentos na área de transportes. Aqui o transporte público funciona com eficiência e ficou nos últimos 6 meses muito melhor, segundo a maioria da população. Você acredita que essa mudança que aconteceu no Colorado é uma tendência mundial que vai acontecer em todo o planeta?
Yeah, it's definitely going to spread to the whole world.
It will go like a snowball down a mountain.
It already has spread to a lot of the world.
You see Uruguay and you see other countries in South America already jumping on board.
It's a matter of it being accepted and people not being punished for doing something that isn't really wrong to begin with.
People are in prison for such a ridiculous thing.
Cannabis is a completely safe and non-toxic plant.
And it's produced many jobs for people in our state.
With regards to employment in the state of Colorado, in the marijuana industry, this industry has created thousands of jobs.
Smoking weed has never affected my life in a negative way.
I'm okay with it.
A lot of people enjoy it. It's good for relaxation. It's good for a lot of mental conditions and physical conditions. And because it's non-toxic to all beings, there's no reason why it should not be legal.
It's not for any one reason, it's for 1,000 reasons, and they're all positive.
It brings some tax money into the state of Colorado.
Other states in America are starting to see that Colorado is making tax money.
You have to look at the tidal wave that's about to hit this whole world, and if you want to be on the leading edge of it, you want to get on this side of it all.
Especially any place where alcohol and tobacco are legal, because those things kill a lot of people. Cannabis kills no one, so it should be legal everywhere.
One of the biggest changes that I've seen is the music industry is exploding here in the state right now. been huge. It's been just a tremendous influx of people from all over the world coming in, and so we do a lot of concerts. We have a lot of concert facilities here that are world class, and people are flocking to them. And it's been directly the last 2 years because of legalization and everything else. Lots of musicians moving to Colorado now because of it as well. So this is becoming a central place in the country, I think, for that.
Cannabis and nature is one. They are symbiotic. It is where the essence of healing comes from, is from natural vibrations. And cannabis brings us to the natural vibrations.
I started to have epilepsy when I was about 14 years old. Out of nowhere, I started to have seizures. And so at the same time, I was also interested, being at that age, we started to smoke. And I noticed that I was a lot calmer, and it really made me feel better and good. When I smoke, I'm able to really get in my body and meditate and really help to relax everything so that I don't have seizures anymore.
I noticed that when I started showing up to school while I was high, I was actually doing better in school because I was actually able to focus on what was in front of me as opposed to thinking about everything that was going on around me. It's also helped me focus whenever I write music, because usually I'll start off with one thing, start messing with another, and then never really finish anything. But I found that whenever I smoke before I start playing, I can actually start something and finish it because I'm just zoned into what it is that I'm doing at the moment.
Oh yeah, I started pressing hemp seed oil in 1990. Then we began making ice cream because somebody said, yeah, there's 10,000 things you could make from the hemp seed.
Adam, você é dos maiores especialistas em semente de maconha do mundo e ficou durante 21 anos na Holanda. E agora está de volta ao Colorado. O que é que fez você voltar para o Colorado? Qual foi a motivação?
Well, basically, I lived in Holland from 1989 until 2010. So those were like probably the best years to live in Holland. It was more out there, and America caused all these problems from the beginning. So I thought, when they fixed it, I will come home, So they finally fixed the problem. The thing that happened here is they changed the constitutional amendment, meaning that they changed the law. California is what they call a doctor's recommendation, let's say. And so here, it's a law. We have a law of protecting us as a smoker, as a grower, as a producer, to sell. And that never happened even in Holland. Holland was always cat and mouse. You were running from the police all the time, and I think that's where that change is that we're really 100% legal, which is awesome.
Eu falei que eu acho que a experiência do Uruguai ela vai influenciar o Brasil, mas a experiência no Colorado é muito mais forte, porque vem dos Estados Unidos e, sabe, aqui que começou toda essa guerra equivocada. Bem, eu estou aqui com muita honra sendo recebido pelo deputado Dan Pabon.
Well, what happened is the people of Colorado decided to vote on legalizing marijuana.
Over 55% of our state voted to legalize marijuana. So it's a very substantial margin, a strong majority.
People actually wanted it.
There was a lot of people, the governor and many others, who were opposed to the legalization.
No te vaya a mojar, escuchando la última rola, mamá.
People were really worried that if you legalized marijuana, that you would have greater criminal activity, that you would have basically substance abuse problems, because now it would be easily accessible to everyone.
People thought it was going to be chaos, it was going to be crime would go up, violence would be in the streets. They thought the world would end in Colorado. Well, it's 5 months later. Colorado is millions of dollars richer, and the world did not end, and the people are happier in Colorado. A whole new industry of tourism that's also being started up here. So what I would say to the politicians, the world does not end when you legalize marijuana, and on top of that, the people will, if the people truly do want it, then the people will benefit from it also.
O que nós podemos verificar de fato O que isso de positivo está refletindo na melhoria da qualidade de vida do povo do Colorado?
The benefits in Colorado have been many.
So we imposed a tax.
We're producing a lot of tax revenue, about $100 million a year.
I can't speak for every single dispensary in the state how much revenue they're bringing in, but I can say that the state is bringing in millions and millions of dollars each month from tax revenue.
And that money is going to help build new schools in Colorado.
There's millions and millions of dollars that are going forward, and the reason the people of Colorado wanted it is because of the tax dollars that were associated with legalization.
There's also a lot of new jobs coming into this market.
Each store has about maybe between 4 and 10 employees, and there's hundreds of stores in Colorado. In addition to those few employees that they have in the stores, they also have employees in the grow operation and in inventory management. Not to mention the ancillary businesses.
The positive things would be the economy. Help the economy a whole bunch.
The economy, and that there's a lot of people that smoke cannabis, and they shouldn't be criminals.
Again, for years this was run by criminals and cartels, and now we've taken that market out of the black market, moved it into this regulated market.
This is what I call the epicenter of the cannabis universe. This is where it all starts, right here.
Como são as regras da compra? Quanto cada pode comprar?
Each person that comes into the store is limited on the quantity that they're able to buy. 7 grams for anyone that is not a Colorado resident. If you're a Colorado resident, then you're able to buy 28 grams, or 1 ounce.
Deputado, essa iniciativa aqui do Colorado, o senhor acredita que isso é marco de novo momento sobre olhar mundial de como vai ser essa relação das futuras gerações, estados e populações pelo planeta com a maconha?
Well, I think people's attitudes about marijuana in particular are changing pretty dramatically.
We believe what happened in Colorado will spread around the nation and around the world.
Not every state or every country might change their laws. I think they're at least going to look at what Colorado's doing, Uruguay, perhaps Brazil, Washington State as well, to really see what happens with the experiment. And if that's what this is right now, it still is an experiment.
What we did in Colorado is really a very big deal historically.
No one's ever done this in the world.
O senhor me falou que recentemente esteve no Uruguai. O que o senhor viu lá? A experiência que está sendo desenvolvida no Uruguai, há prenúncio de que ela será sucesso também?
Well, Uruguay is different from Colorado. They're going to, as I understand it, grow their own. The government is going to contract with farmers to grow a particular variety or genetic prototype of marijuana, which is not anything that we do in Colorado. We let the private industry decide what they grow and how much they grow. I mean, America's, it's a capitalistic country. The private market is what we let drive most of these industries anyway. So that's a foreign concept to us in the United States, to have the government involved in growing and selling and all those different things.
Você acredita que aqui nos Estados Unidos, onde há 100 anos começou essa grande guerra contra as drogas, se iniciou aqui nesse país, você acredita que daqui também sairá uma nova era, uma nova mudança nesse conceito, nesse pensamento de se lidar com as drogas desta forma?
And it's worth noting that the war on drugs started in America. We've sort of exported that to other countries, and has not been a good policy for them either. And really the first person ever arrested under federal law for marijuana crimes was in the state of Colorado about 80 years ago. So the fact that we're doing this in Colorado, it's really turning out positively. I think that's going to, surrounding communities and surrounding countries will look at Colorado and say, this makes more sense than the war on drugs. We shouldn't be locking people up for marijuana. We can actually tax this product and create jobs in our community. And we think it's a smart thing to do. In our country, we can look at the failed experiment of alcohol prohibition. For a long time, alcohol was illegal in the United States. and it was a massive failure. You know, people were still drinking. We had Al Capone and these gangsters that were running the underground market, and you see that around the globe with marijuana. I mean, people still use marijuana; they just buy it from criminal cartels. So, what we're doing here is we've taken cartels out of the game and said you cannot participate in this new market. Anyone that's going to sell marijuana is doing it from a store and has to pass background checks and so forth. And we really think that's a positive thing for our state and for the rest of the world.
Vincent, nesse momento, exatamente agora, no Brasil, o Congresso Nacional, os senadores, os deputados, estão discutindo um processo de regulamentação da marihuana no Brasil. Que recado você teria a dar para os nossos congressistas lá no Brasil?
Making sure you understand the fundamental market of the drug right now. So try to understand and study how much the cartels are involved, how much they're producing, and how much they're selling it for. Because you want to make sure that if you do regulate it and legalize it, that you can still undercut that market if that's a goal.
This is a good thing. There's nothing negative about legalization of cannabis.
Cannabis kills no one, so it should be legal everywhere.
But it's still illegal to research marijuana in the United States. There's an opportunity for Brazil then to fill that space and provide research to everyone around the world about the benefits, again, and harmful effects of what the drug is. And so I would say that would be an opportunity that doesn't exist right now that could be made by the Congress and the President.
I think Brazil absolutely should look at what's going on in Colorado and perhaps consider adopting it in their country. What we've done is we've recognized that the war on drugs has failed, the war on marijuana has failed, and we're actually producing jobs, tax revenue, and not locking people up for marijuana anymore. And so far it's been a really positive thing for our state. We don't have any increases in violence, we don't have any increases in teens using marijuana or things that we want to avoid. It's really been a positive thing. So I would ask Brazilians to look at their current marijuana policy. Does it make sense? Does it make sense to criminalize adults that use this substance, which is really safer than alcohol to the user? And I think it doesn't, and hopefully you can look at Colorado's policy and say this might make sense in Brazil.
I believe if you legalize and take care of the people, you'll call what we call harm reduction. And right now, that's what the world needs, is a lot of harm reduction. You need to take people off of all the hard drugs and off the alcohol and off the other things. And by giving them an option, it's huge. Your country will be healthier for it, and that's what we're trying to do, is make people healthy.
O Brasil tem uma política de repressão cara, que não resolve nenhum problema e que cria vários outros. Por que não, então, experimentar uma outra alternativa?
Entre Ceuta y Gibraltar, soy una raya en el mar, fantasma en la ciudad. Mi vida va prohibida, dice la autoridad. Solo voy con mi pena, sola va mi condena. Correré mi destino por no llevar papel, perdido en el corazón de la grande Babilón. Me dicen el clandestino, yo soy el quebra ley. Mano negra clandestina, peruano clandestino, africano clandestino, marihuana ilegal.